Hi everybody, welcome to week 5. We're moving quickly through the summer and through the second session. And this week we're going to be focusing on emotional intelligence. So almost everybody has their surveys out. I will do another check today to see if any more of you have enough results to get your report. So again, you need to have at least 3 people giving you feedback on the ESCI, and you need to have completed your own self-assessment and the demographic survey. Once that happens, I run the report and I will email it to you. So please go into that system and check if you haven't already to make sure that you can get enough people to complete the assessment so that we can run your report. Okay, so this week I'm going to ask you to write about the results. So if you are having trouble getting your raters to give you feedback, I can extend that time period and leave it open. So get that in as soon as you can. I've also posted or opened up, let me show you here, the ESCI module. And so the review, once we have everybody's, I'm going to try to come up with a class composite. So I've got 2 different videos to walk you through. I am also happy to meet with you, one-on-one on the phone or on Zoom to help you work through those results, what they mean, and what you might do with them. So assuming that we're started on that, this week we're really going to focus on emotional intelligence. So the Goleman approach and the way I look at emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize and manage your emotions and those of other people. So it starts out with self and being aware of your emotions, how people see you, and just different aspects of how you use your mind and what your strengths are. Being able to manage and display what you want to display to others, and also to be able to talk to yourself in a way that's motivating and helps you to achieve your goals. Empathizing with others, trying to understand what they're feeling and what they're going through, and then using all of that to develop effective relationships. So kind of the gold standard on this is Goleman's Working with Emotional Intelligence. Also is a video if you prefer to learn that way. So again, the ESCI, all of you are working on that or have already have a complete report. Okay, so the discussion board, I want you to think of leaders that you've worked with who are really good or really bad. So think of a leader. So it's going to be easier if you have somebody on the extreme, right? A really good leader, a really bad leader, one who was mixed, to be able to look at what do the behaviors look like for emotional intelligence competencies. What does it look like when someone is high in self-management? What does it look like when someone is low in self-management? It's how does that impact the workplace? So pick a leader, describe an interaction, evaluate the leader on emotional intelligence. So try to at least go to self-awareness, self-management, empathy, and social skills. Those are the terms used in this version of the textbook, and they've varied a little bit over time. What was the impact of this leader's emotional intelligence on you, on your behavior, your motivation, your health, your performance? We hear a lot about people quiet quitting or great resignation, and a lot of it has to do with the manager and the negative impact that low EI can have on employees. And then finally, how will this you're learning from this experience, this behavior, this analysis, impact your own behavior, or how has it already? So that's our discussion topic for this week. You're going to be able to learn a lot from each other. So your written assignment this week, which is where I want you to go back to the readings that you had for this week, for previous weeks, and give me the support for the importance of emotional intelligence to those who want to lead inclusively. Why is it important to be able to have emotional intelligence when you're trying to create an environment where people feel valued, included, and want to contribute their very best. Be sure to use and cite sources. So here's where you're going to use your APA. You're going to cite within the text, and then you're going to put a reference page at the end. Provide a specific example of how an emotionally intelligent leader would handle an inclusion issue in the workplace. A specific example of how someone with low emotional intelligence might handle an inclusion issue in the workplace. Can be from your experience, or you can just imagine. And then how might it help you manage a situation where you experience a feeling of difference? So last week you all wrote about a time when you felt included and a time when you felt different. So think about what those experiences would have been like with a leader who was more emotionally intelligent. And then finally, the journal for this week is to reflect on your results. Okay, there's the videos again. Share the results of the feedback you received. Yeah, you can summarize. I don't need the exact report, but summarize for me what the results were. What was your reaction? Were you surprised? Were you happy? Were you sad? Were you confused? How well did your self-assessment match the average of your raters? Think about who you asked to rate you too. How well do they know you? In what context do they know you? So choose 2 specific competencies and talk about how similar or different yours and the other raters' ratings were, and try to explain any difference. So that's what we have for this week. Let me know if you have any questions or if you want to discuss your EI results.